Buffalo is going to win it, folks.
Kick your heels up and down.
We've seen why the Buffalo Bills are en route to the playoffs.
Come on now, the Bills are making it happen now. Stand up now, come on and shout.
The Buffalo Bills go undefeated. And we're going to the Super Bowl, yeah.
Now, baby, come on.
No one
Come on
circles the
and
wagon
shout.
like the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
All right, we are live, and we are back. Welcome to another episode of the Overdue Bills podcast. And listen, I'm in a jovial mood because the Bills is in the playoffs. It's playoff time, right? Where the rubber meets the road, right? You know what I mean? We finally had this long, drawn-out season. Seemed like it was 1,000 games. But we're here, you know what I'm saying? We're at the pinnacle of the season, and I'm excited to have this show today, excited to be on the show, and I got the guys with me, you know what I mean? My guy, Matt, a.k.a. Matty Ice, a.k.a. Matt with the all-black hat. Matt, what's up, man?
Too much, man. It's bittersweet, man. And got the playoffs coming, which is a good thing, but that means there's no more full slate of NFL Sunday, which is kind of sad. But I'm happy that we're in it at this point in the season.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm not sad because it was bad. It was bad football this year, man. A lot of bad teams, especially towards the end of the season. It's just like, what are we doing here?
A lot of COVID though. A lot of COVID stuff.
Bad football.
A lot of bad quarterbacks. Backup quarterbacks.
I don't know. I'm
so you about to watch that USFL? You about to watch the USFL in the spring? You're bringing that back.
Yeah. Shout out to He Hate Me. For those of you know, you know. But we have our guy, Rat, aka Crew Neck Rat. Rat, what's up, man?
What's good, man? So we playoff bound, AFC champ two time. So shout out to the Bills, man. Let's go.
Absolutely, definitely shout out to the Bills, man. We definitely gonna get into it. Shout out to everybody on the show right now. I know a lot of people are gonna come in, but before we do that, we need to let the people know who sponsors our show. Let the people know who make this all possible. Matt, let the people know.
Yes, sir. This episode and every other episode is brought to you by none other than Buffalo Wing Kings. There's two things the guys here at the Overdue Bills podcast know. That's Bills football and that's wings. Our first choice and the best choice is Buffalo Wing Kings. At Wing Kings is Wings 101. Over 101 different flavors in their beloved Wing of the Month special. Wing Kings is sure to school any other wing place around. Hit them up for Bills games. We got the playoffs coming up, for parties, whatever event you may have, you need some wings, or just a random day you need some wings. Go hit up Wing King. Stop down and see them at their Elmwood Village location at 484 Elmwood Avenue, or give them a call at 716-248-1427 and find out why they say, and we know they got the best wings in town, hands down. And make sure when you go there, you mention our name, Overdue Bills Podcast, get 10% off your order.
Absolutely. Shout out to Buffalo Wing Kings. Playoff time, so people need to go get them wings. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to be sitting at the stove trying to cook. Hit up Buffalo Wing Kings. Mention Overdue Bills Podcast. You know the vibes. All right. So let's do a little bit of housekeeping. OverdueBillsPod.com. OverdueBillsPod.com. All content Overdue Bills. All merch Overdue Bills. You see it. It's definitely hoodie season. It's freezing, and if you go into the game Saturday, if you going, it's going to be very, very, very cold. Listen, you see it right here. Matt, you going to the game?
Yep, I had mine on yesterday too.
Absolutely. Matt had the Overdue Bills hoodie on, so shout out to him. Shout out to everybody who had it on.
Overdue Bills hat, everything. I was warm, man. Toasty.
Yeah, need those Scullies. Go get those beanies.
You know the vibes. So shout out to everybody on, Facebook, on YouTube. Please like, share, rate, review, subscribe. Hit that subscribe button at the bottom. And do all those amazing things. We appreciate you. We need all of those things to keep the show going. Let people know that we really out here. All right. With that being said, let's get into the show. Quick question of the day. And I just want to ask everybody out there, how does it feel to be AFC East champions, right? We won the AFC East for the second time in a row. And it hasn't been done in a long time, for the Buffalo Bills. So I'm going to ask you, Rat, how do you feel about that? At this point, was it a successful season? And going into the playoffs, how do you feel?
I think, winning the AFC East is a big deal. I think it's a deal. I don't want to poo-poo it. I know it's bigger goals, loftier goals, You want to win a Super Bowl, all that stuff. But those milestones along the way are important. You know what I'm saying? Especially to do it 2 times in a row. You know what I'm saying? So I think, those things you want to hold on to and just know that, those goals can be accomplished over and over again. So I think that was important. It was an uphill battle. You know what I'm saying? The year kind of looked uneasy. It was up and down, some nasty losses, some good wins. But we here now. We here. This is where we wanted to be. We wanted a home playoff game. We got a divisional rival we playing. So I think we right where we wanted to be. I think I wouldn't have it no other way.
Matt, how do you
think
feel
this
about
season
it?
was a success so far?
It was a good feeling. Me and a lot of other people, we stayed till the end to kind of celebrate with the team. We accomplished one step in our season goal, right? And we were there to accomplish that to celebrate that with them. So that was pretty cool for me, and I'm sure it was for everybody else who stayed there for the end of the game. So that that means a lot, especially doing it back to back. In a division where we look to kind of take over for the next decade or so, at least. The time that we have Josh. So it's good to have 2, and let's see how many more we could do.
Wonderful. And I'll say this: it's definitely a good feeling. You know what I'm saying? Being at the top of the division. Because realistically, when you look back at these things, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully, we can win a Super Bowl. At some point, but when you look back at these things, you see the dominance, right? Like people talk about, and even Tara, no, seriously, she's talking about in the comments, like when you look back at the Patriots run, they owned the AFC East for years. And those things matter, right? Those things matter because it's a narrative thing, right? We want to look back and say, oh my God, we dominated this era of football when we had Josh Allen and so on and so forth.
Psychological warfare, man.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Let the division know what time it is. But with that being said, we had a game yesterday. Josh, I'm gonna get to you in a second. We had a game yesterday, and some things happened. Some things I definitely want to talk about. Going into the playoffs, because everything we're talking about is geared towards the playoffs, right? Everything we're gonna talk about is kind of geared towards the playoffs. So we have to go to our give and take segment, right? We did have the game yesterday. It doesn't have to be necessarily long, but I'm gonna go to Matt first. Matt, give me some things that you just want to leave. You want to give away. Right, leave it back in the regular season, and some things you want to take with you to the playoffs.
Well, it'll be things I want to take with us. Is the defensive domination, man. I mean, the Jets had 53 total yards yesterday, even after they were given field position, on the other side of the 50 4 times, whether it be the crazy punts or just us going for it, not converting. They sacked Zach Wilson 9 times. That's huge. So that's big time. I want to take that with us going forward. Defensive line be a menace. Keep our defense dominant. Things that I want to leave is just again, not we should have won that game by 4. Mitch should have been playing by the end of halftime yesterday. We kind of got to put teams away early if we have chances to. And there was a couple times where we just, we couldn't get it going, or the offense kind of slowed down, even though we were really in control the whole game.
Interesting. Rat?
For me, it's just our ability to be balanced if need be. We're going to be playing, we talk about it. We've been laboring this point. We're going to be playing in elements. It's going to be freezing cold. It's going to be something, but to see that, we ran the ball, I think 33 times this game, coming off the 44 time last week. So yeah, that the ability to be balanced if need be, motor looking like, remember that first year, that playoff run when he came, how the end of that season started for him. He looked like he back in that mode and back in that rare form. So if we need to ride him, knowing that we can, I think that's what I want to keep. And I think the whole, I know it wasn't, we didn't put him away. We didn't put the Jets away, but we going into this game with a win and our opponent is coming off a loss. So I like that, it was, so I think I'm not going to be too critical of the win. It was like, it was a weird game because it was like, what we really playing for, Like we was playing for the AFC East, yes. But it was yes. I'm not saying it like that. I'm saying like it was a weird game because we are in the playoffs. It was just like you want to come out healthy and stuff like that. So I think we played well enough. I think we got to get the job done, and I think moving forward we playing good. The defense was dominant. I mean, they were dominant. So yeah.
I'll say this. As far as the game is concerned, what I'll start with love first. What I'll take is I like motor. Piggyback on where Rad said, I think that the idea of us being a balanced team going into the playoffs is an amazing thing, right? Because we honestly need to be balanced. And the reason why, what's up, Cherry? But the reason why we need to be balanced is because Brian Dable, or I don't know if it's I don't know what it is, if it's Josh Allen, but for some reason our offense is just not clicking. Like, it's like sometimes it's like, oh my God, we're doing some amazing things for like one drive. And then for the consecutive next 6 drives, it's like nothing. It's 3 and outs. It's like giving the ball back. And I just can't understand for the life of me what is going on. Maybe, Brian Dable didn't let the cat out the bag. It was the Jets. We were going to win the game. You know what I'm saying? Zach Wilson was 7 for 20. He was literally like terrible. It was some points. And I mean, I'm going to get to the defense in a second. But anyways, what Brian Dable, maybe he didn't let the cat out the bag. So I guess I'm going to give him a pass because I didn't see any RPOs. Josh Allen didn't necessarily have any design runs, and maybe that was by design, right? Maybe that was by design. But the offense needs to click. If the offense doesn't click, we're not going to win deep in the playoffs. It's just a fact. So what I want to leave...
I mean, we could throw some bell, but this is the first time they punted in 2 games, though. So the offense... last 2 games was rolling. Yeah, but I'll give him. Say that. I
mean, regardless of the last week, I'm talking about this game against the Jets.
Yeah,
it was a divisional opponent. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, but at the same time, the Jets is literally the worst team in football as far as metrics is concerned. They're literally 32nd worst team as far as defense is concerned. And the offense, as far as our passing offense, it just didn't get it there for me. Josh Allen was like 25 for 45 or something like that. 24 for 45. Like, that's terrible. That's not good, right? So we gotta fix that. I don't know if it's a timing thing. I don't know if it's the fact that, we're at really this point, we have our full, complement of receivers, right? I mean, besides Emmanuel Sanders, but like, Dawson Knox is back, Gabe Davis, Beasley, and Diggs. I don't know if just trying to incorporate everybody in Isaiah McKenzie as well. I don't know if that's the issue, but we definitely need to figure those things out. But with that being said, we did win. But let me get on the defense. Let me ask y'all this question real quick. So the defense had a dominant game. That is a fact. But what are we really taking from the defense, right? Because Zach Wilson is god awful. We can all agree on that, right? He literally holds the ball for like 80,000 minutes. I don't know why. It's just what he does. But so Matt, what really are you taking from this game?
I'm taking that, the pass rush looked a lot like more that it was getting. I mean, I know that he held onto the ball a lot, but I said it once. I said it a bunch of times before. They're disrupting things a lot more, and we're getting more from them. In being able to only rush a couple, and then when we blitz guys, it almost seems like we get a sack every time, or pretty close to getting a sack. So the guys are winning up front, and that's what I'm taking from the defense, because obviously our secondary is what it is. They're probably 2 all-pro safeties back there, and then the secondary is getting better every week. So I'm taking. Those guys are just doing the job. I can't really say much more about them.
So, Rad, do you think that with the game that we had as far as our defensive line is concerned, do you think that that's something that will translate?
I mean, 9 sacks is a lot for any team. Obviously, that's just OD. And a lot of that is a rookie Zach Wilson, just daring headlocks out there, just not. We are going to play Mac Jones, but Mac Jones gets the ball out. I literally cut in half compared to what Zach Wilson was doing. So I don't think 9 is, but just give me 3-4. That's what I want. 3-4 of them joints. Game changing plays like that. But I think so. I think I think our defense is elite. We've been saying all years. It's 17 games of this. We've been watching this defense through and through be elite, and they is what they are. They one of the best defense, if not the best defense in the league. You know what I mean? So I think our defense is going to carry this on to the Patriots. It's our 3rd time, and I think they're going to show proof.
Yeah, y'all know how I feel about this. And shout out to Josh in the comments. It's not against Brady. It's not against Mahomes, so it really does not matter. I do feel that way. But on the flip side, just to be like in a moment of transparency, when you look back at the defense, man, at the end of the day, you play who you play. the people who are in front of you, and you have to dominate. And they did do that, right? The Jets only had 10 points. Like, they had great field position the entire game. And I guess we can talk about the punter now. As a matter of fact, let's do this. Let's transition to our premium player segment. This segment, we pick a player from yesterday's game. We want to highlight them, let the people know that they did a good job, let the people know that we're watching them. And, you know, during the middle of the season, we transition. This could be a bad player that you're highlighting or a good player. Generally, we go good, but, you know, I throw a bad one every, you know, now and again. But with that being said, Rad, can you please let the people know who sponsors this segment?
This segment is brought to you by 716 Premium, a niche lifestyle store conveniently located at their new and improved location at 426 Elmwood Ave. They aim to promote health and wealth by providing many non-tobacco luxury smoking accessories, clothing, and even a large selection of premium products in their premium service. They're open from 10 to 10 every day, and they deliver shop premium. Also hit up their website, 716premium.com.
Shout out Premium. So, Rad, can you give me one premium player that you want to highlight from yesterday's game?
I go Motor. I go Singletary. I leave a defensive guy for me. I'll go Motor. I think he gonna be key for us moving forward. You know, everybody been talking about the run games. Well, coach is out, but everybody, you know, Derrick Henry supposed to be coming back. You know, New England got a run game. Like, everybody been talking about run games. But if the Bills come with something like a quality run game with the weapons we got outside, with Josh Allen be able to run and throw the RPO action, and our defense is playing the way we play, I think we one of the best teams in the NFL if those things are all happening. You know what I mean? It's that's that simple. So yeah, I think Motor, if he really coming into his own the way he is been playing, I think, you know, we're gonna be hard to beat.
Matt.
No, so I'm gonna go with Jordan Poyer. You know, all pro season he put together. I think he cemented it yesterday.
Yes,
2
sir.
sacks, 5 tackles, 4 solo tackles. He just set the tone on the defense this week, just like he has done every week. And he's such a valued piece to our defense. Ended the regular season being the highest graded safety in coverage, and then also he's one of the best run stopping safeties in the league too. So hats off to Jordan Poyer.
Okay.
The hitman.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I like it.
The hitman.
The hitman.
You can
the
name
hitman.
that.
Bills Mafia,
Right.
The hitman.
Okay.
Well, I like it. I like
All right. Let's roll.
That's fine.
it.
Since Mills and Mike is not on the show, I'll take the liberty and give a couple more players. Shout out to Mills. Mills is under the weather right now. That Omarion is going a little crazy, so you know what I mean. Prayers to Mills. Hopefully he back. All right. With that being said, Mills is in our group chat tripping on Matt Hawk, so I'm gonna throw him out there. I'm gonna highlight him. He was terrible. He was god awful, man. No, seriously.
Yeah.
I honest to God, like that.
Rust.
That's a losing. Rust can be included. We pay you millions of dollars to not be rusty, right? That's my only issue. We actually pay you to not be rusty. You can lose playoff games with that type of punting, right? We got to be clear. I don't know if John McDermott was like, okay, let's just stick with our guy because this game doesn't matter. But if this is in a real playoff game, he needs to be bench effective immediately. Does anybody else feel that way?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, I will give him the second one after the first one was bad, but I will say that it was very windy yesterday in the stadium. So that first one, I was giving him a little bit, okay, this is the win. The second one, I don't know what the hell was going on. Because you should be able to adjust, I guess.
I know in the game it was different, but I know if you were watching on TV, I think the announcers did an amazing job. They said that he was trying to punt the ball differently. He was dropping the ball
because of the wind.
Because of he was overcompensating, and that's the problem, though. That's the issue. We need to stop that. We need to stop the overcompensation. I don't know what that was about, but whoever is the punting coach, special teams coach, they need to tap Matt Hawk and say, bro, just punt the same way, and we'll live with the consequences, bro. Because that ain't it. That's not doing it.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I don't think it was it.
No, my bad. No, I'm just saying. I know, like, no, and I want to say, like, in the comments, the real team is definitely turning those into points. That's why we're lucky that we have the defense that we have. Because I know I said it in the game, like, damn, we could easily be down right now. but they held it down. It was crazy. But go ahead, Rad. My bad.
No, but yeah, obviously you don't want that to happen, but it's almost like not an anomaly, but it's like I don't think knock on wood, that he won't have that type of performance again. It's gonna be cold next week, but I think he's gonna figure that out. And I ain't really worried. He ain't putting 2 games. Give him a break.
I don't think we're gonna need his services this week, man. I think we're gonna be rolling,
right.
going for it, going for it. McDermott will be back. I'm gonna see that.
I mean, that remains to be seen. But that's who I'll highlight him because I do want to transition. I want to stay here before we kind of get into this Patriots game, right? I do want to ask everybody in the comments, and I want to ask the guys if we can stay on this premium player. Can we highlight a player? I didn't tell them this before the game. Before the show, rather. Can we highlight a player going into the playoffs? Not necessarily for the Patriots game, but just going into the playoffs. To highlight this player and say, okay, he has to step up. We need him to be extraordinary, right? Anybody. You can name anybody on the defense, offense, special teams, whatever it is, even if it's coaching. So I'm going to go to Matt first. Matt, can you highlight somebody? And I need everybody in the comments to just give me one player that we're pinpointing and saying, we need you to play better in the playoffs.
I'll start with a guy. I mean, if he plays better, that'd be great. Or I'm gonna go with Ed Oliver here, man. Ed Oliver is gonna be a key in the playoffs. We're playing against top passers moving forward, right? And
except Mac Jones,
except Mac Jones, but top passers and also rushers though. He has to disrupt stuff in the run game. Him being him, taking on multiple blockers so the linebackers can get freed up. Kind of doing what Star is supposed to be doing and playing at a dominant level like he's playing. If he steps up, he could be the key to our keeping our defense successful all playoff long.
Interesting. So we got Ed Oliver. Rad, who you got?
It's really hard to just to pick anybody else besides Josh Allen for me.
Okay.
Because I think he just needs to play on an MVP type of level. 3 out of these next 3 games, 3 out of the 4 to make us to the Super Bowl. We need like high level football from him. You know what I mean? We don't. You know what I mean? We need him to care. You Sam talk about all the time. $258 billion. You paid you this money, but this is why we paid you the money, right? Yeah. You one of the best quarterbacks on this side of the bracket. You know what I mean? By far. So you got to show that. You got to be the guy that carry us. Period. It's that simple. Like if it's Mahomes and you, right? So you got to be the guy. You got to show it.
For me, it's tough for me because we can all name a lot of people, and shout out to everybody in the comments. I see McKenzie twice, right? And that's interesting that people are saying McKenzie. But for me, it's the coaching staff. I think in the playoffs, even though obviously you have to have the guys, which goes without saying, but coaching is very, very important. We saw it yesterday in the Raiders versus the Chargers. Coaching was god awful, right? Like it was just embarrassing. It was embarrassing what the guy was doing. Like I don't know if I would have lost my mind if I had that guy on our sideline. But my point is that's why I was so gung-ho with saying, give me the Chargers in the playoffs, right? Let me play the Bengals because they just don't have the level of coaching that we have. And Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll and Leslie Frazier, they're going to have to scheme, right? Scheming matters. Getting our players in the position matters. Right? Play calling. I need amazing offensive play calling. You're right, Josh. I need McDermott to be aggressive. I don't need 4th and 5 at the 50, you thinking twice about it. Lead Josh out there. But Brian Daboll, call a good play. 4th and 1. Do not call doo-doo plays. A doo-doo play is giving the ball to Devin Singletary right up the gut. Let's not do that. Let's never do that ever again. That's not even a good play, right? So we got to be conscious of these things. Any of those, cover blitz, cover zeros, right? Like let's stop that when we play it. Like if we get past the Patriots, let's not do that against the Bengals or anybody. Like let's be smart. You get what I'm saying?
We talking about I agree. We talking about coaching, but it is comparing our coach staff to the
absolutely
to the Andy Reid coach staff.
Absolutely.
To Vrabel gonna get coach of the year.
He's amazing.
Vrabel, he's gonna get coach of the year. Belichick obviously. So. It's some coaching staffs that is going to scheme it up. So I think McDermott, Frazier going to have some head coach. He might be a head coach next year. We'll see. So I think we got one of the better ones, and it's going. I think it's going to show. I think it's definitely going to show.
I hope so. I hope so. But I'm highlighting them. I think that they need to like this game against the Patriots, and we're gonna go into it right now. As a matter of fact, let's go into it, man. Let's go into this game. Let's talk about expectations versus reality, right? We had an expectation going into the season. Matt talked about us winning the Super Bowl. I believe Rad talked about getting us back to the AFC Championship game. This is the first step.
Get into the Super Bowl.
Get into the Super Bowl. That's what he said. He said, get into the Super Bowl is our expectation. Here's the reality. We got our first step. We're in the playoffs, and we're against a division rival. But before we do that, Matt, please let the people know who is sponsoring this segment.
Yes, sir. This segment is brought to you by the good people at Buffalo Pet Supply. Do you have a pet? Are you looking to get a pet or know someone who has a pet? And there's only one place to send them to make that pet live its best life, Buffalo Pet Supply. Specializing in fish, small animals, and reptiles, the good people at Buffalo Pet Supply can get you set up or maintain whatever setup you may have for your pet. Stop down and see them at 1345 Military Road in Kenmore, or give them a call at 716-874-1951. And, make sure the same deal. You go in there, mention the Overdue Bills podcast, get 10% off your purchase.
Shout out to Buffalo Pet Supply, where your expectation is their reality. All right, so let's get into it, man. Let's get into this game, right? Saturday night, under the lights, 8:15 kickoff. It's going to be a raucous crowd at Highmark Stadium. People are going to be there. It's a no mask policy for some reason. Yeah. But anyways.
It's open air. It's open air.
Yeah, it's open air. That's what they say. The viruses get killed in the air. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Not a me, not a me. All right, so I'm going to go to Matt first. Matt, can you talk about, you know what I'm saying, the offense as it relates to a Bill Belichick defense? What does the offense have to do in order to give our team the best position to win?
Well, the offense, they got to win their one-on-one matchups because they play that cover zero defense. They go man to man, and they say, we want you. We think our best guys are going to be able to shut down your best guys. And then also up front, they think they're going to be dominant, and they're going to not let us be able to run the ball. So we're forced to throw the ball and put us in those one-on-one situations. So the offense has to win the one-on-one matchups like they did in the last game, and I think we'll be successful again. So,
with that being said, Matt talked about winning the one-on-one matchup. What do you think Brian Daboll has to do as far as calling this game? Like, what are some of the plays that you want to see going into this game? Is this a kitchen sink game, or is this a managed game? Let's manage the game and just squeak out a winner.
No, I think you come out blazing. You know what I mean? You come out blazing. I don't think Mac Jones is going to win a shootout. You know what I mean? I if you got Mac Jones throwing the ball 30, 40 times, I think that's what you want New England doing, because he tends to make more mistakes. He get pocket shy. He just feel the pressure too early. He start getting a little iffy back there in the pocket. So that's what you want. You don't want to put up points early and often. I think a lot, just mixing it up, quick reads, RPOs. But obviously, looking at Diggs, I know that Diggs, JC Jackson is a big matchup, but Diggs, he kills
him. He kills him.
I'm saying
he's been hot.
He's been hot. So I'm saying you look at that matchup early and often. Like we coming out, Josh Diggs. Me and you, we on a rapport. We going if they single covering you, we dominating this game. These the highest two players on it. I don't know. Is that one of the two of the highest two players on the team? We coming at y'all for the first couple series. Y'all did match up, and I think they should win their matchups all the time. So I'm looking at Diggs and Josh Allen early and often.
I'm as far as the offense is concerned, I'm looking at the offensive line. Last time we played the Patriots, the offensive line did an amazing job, right? I never heard Matt Judon's name ever. The entire game, just never heard of it. It just never came out. And I think that needs to be again, right? I think we need to band together. And the offensive line needs to play like crazy. I want to see Mitch Morris pancaking people. He just had a child, right? You know what I'm saying? Like he needs to like and channel that, like that newness and get crazy out there, right? You know what I'm saying? I'm serious. But I want to see the offensive line have an amazing game. Give Josh Allen time to hit the open receiver, right? Yeah. And to Gabe Davis, calm down, son. Right, just take a deep breath. You can catch the ball. You don't have to be so in a rush. I think he was kind of in a rush yesterday, so he dropped some passes. But I think we're going to need him this game in the red zone specifically. So he needs to like kind of, and also too, let me say this. I think we need to get Dawson Knox more involved. He's an amazing tight end. He had a great catch yesterday. I think he needs to be more involved. And with that being said, shout out to Swanson. I see you in the comments, and we got to talk about the defense. And I'm gonna lead off. I'm gonna lead off first. What I want to see from the defense, and this is what I've been saying all year. Shout out to Ed Oliver. He had an amazing game yesterday. He had some great games. But this is where I want to see him dominate, right? I want to see him disrupt, hit Mac Jones. I need to see him disrupt the running lanes, right? You know what I'm saying? Push the defense back. Push that center back. Push that guard back. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to see that this is the game. Like, if Ed Oliver is not disruptive in the playoffs, then we honestly need to think about giving him another contract. I don't see why that's a problem. That's just how I feel about it. Like, he's good. He's actually been better than I expected this season. I give props when it's due, but this is where the rubber meets the road. When we play against good teams, he needs to show up. This is that game. Matt, what do you think the defense needs to do against a Bill Belichick-led offense, Josh McDaniels, Mac Jones, so on and so forth?
Yeah, just kind of the same game plan as last time. You really want to make Mac Jones throw the ball. You want to make him make poor decisions, or count on maybe a couple tip drills, something like that. You want to put it in the hands of the young rookie quarterback. I was in the stadium last year for one of the playoffs games. There was 7,000 of us. It felt like a full stadium. I cannot wait to see how this is going to be with a full stadium of people, like the emotion, everything there, because every play could be our last play of the season. It's going to be crazy. So doing that up against a rookie QB, I'm ready for that. You got to just stay on and put the pressure on them and make them get offense jump out early, so the defense can keep on being, keeping the pressure on those guys to have to think they have to come back right out the gate.
So with that being said, right, it's kind of funny because it's kind of a deja vu moment. We played the Patriots in, at Highmark Stadium, and we talked about, we want Mac Jones to throw the ball. We want Mac Jones to, but at the end of the day, he only threw the ball 3 times, and they ran the ball down our throats. So we're back in this situation again. What?
Don't. It was 50-mile per hour winds.
Regardless, that's fine. That's fine. It was weather, but we're going to have weather this game. So I'm asking you, Rad, is this a situation where Sean McDermott and Brian Daboll needs to change our defense? And what I mean by that is because we've been hurt by long runs. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just have. And Damian Harris is nothing to just shoo at. So like, how do you feel? Because they're going to run the ball. So what do you think we need to do? We need to do anything differently to stop the run?
I don't want to act like I'm no more than McDermott or Leslie Frazier, but when we be playing those teams and we seem like we bring the extra guy Poyer in, and it's be like 8 and 9 in the box, and it seemed like we try to overcompensate for our bad rushing defense, and then they pop one. It seemed like every game so they just pop one because Micah Hyde take a wrong angle and he the last one and it's over. So I mean, it's like for me, my feeling was like, man, let's just play a regular defense. Let's just play our standard package and just bend don't break. Like even if they gash in 7, 8 here and there, 4 or 5, but we don't want to give up that 30, right? And potentially they take it to the house like Derrick Henry did, like Damian Harris did. So even when they get to the red zone, we lock up in the red zone. Bend don't break. Let's lock up in the red zone. And not try to overcompensate for that running game and let them pop one. That's how I feel.
Shout out to the comments. I'm seeing AJ Klein didn't play that specific game, and he's going to play more. I think he's a good tackler, you know what I'm saying, especially against the run. He can help us out, in our run defense. But, Matt, I'm going to ask you, is this a situation where Phillips, Oliver, you know what I'm saying, I don't know what's going on. Prayers out the star. But, you know what I'm saying, just the line, Butler, is this a situation?
Even,
Rousseau, Basham.
All of them, they were getting in the mix yesterday, and I want to see that going forward. I talk about winning your matchups. This is the game where you got to win your matchups. If they win the matchups up front and disrupt the run game, then I feel so confident in our secondary and not letting Mac Jones beat us. You know what I mean? That's my take on that. They're definitely, if they step up, we win this game easily.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I'm sure we're gonna see some play action, some more play action. Right, they're gonna try to win this game, obviously. But for me, I do believe we have the better team, we have the better quarterback, we have the better offense, and I think it needs to be on display, man. I don't think Brian Dable needs to come out, you know what I mean, penny pinching, right? I don't want to see that. I just want to see guns blazing, not to just be reckless, but like, you know, we need to go for it. I think we need to jump out to a 14-point lead, put the pressure on them. How do you feel about it, man?
Yeah. No, I definitely feel the same way. I mean, I'm hoping. I mean, every home game so far has been terrible weather for the Bills. I don't get it. Like it seems like the weather is decent until it's a home Sunday Bills game. Like it's either rain or, you know, snow or some ridiculous. I think the home opener was the best weather game we had, and it really wasn't even that great. But anyways, yeah, they definitely got it. I mean, they scored 33 last game. I know I said 21 is where I want to get. If we get 21 points, I think on any team with our defense, we should be able to beat them, especially without a quarterback that probably won't be able to beat us on his own.
Yeah, I think the game script should be very. I mean, we threw the kitchen sink at them, you know.
Yeah.
You know, because Josh ran the ball 12 times, ran the ball 12 for 64, threw the ball 47 times. We scored 33 points. You know, and made Mac Jones threw the ball 30-something times, 32 times. We picked them off twice. So the same script. We want to get up. We want to score. We want to score points. We want to use Josh when we need to use Josh and have Mac Jones throw the ball 30 times. And we're gonna get 2 or 3 of them. So that's the script.
I mean, yeah, that was our success, you know, the past 2 seasons. If we get up a couple touchdowns, it's almost a 95% chance of a win. You know, I'm talking about early in the game. Like this is how we won games we weren't supposed to win last year, and then the games this year where we just went out up front and our defense just held it down too long for them to be for us to be able to win that game.
Absolutely right. And everybody's talking about the weather. The weather doesn't affect Josh Allen. I mean, it affects everybody, but Josh Allen's arm is strong enough to pierce through low temperatures. I've seen it. That 50-mile-per-hour wind, the ball didn't move. He was diamond boys. Like that pass to Diggs was money, right? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like I don't think that the weather is that it doesn't affect him.
It makes some of those catches.
It does.
It makes some of those catches less catchable.
Absolutely.
There's some nuance to that, though.
I'm speaking specifically to ball placement. But I will say this. I do want to say this. As far as special teams, man, this is a special teams game. I know we keep saying it's not, but it is. Like punt returns, they're going to punt the ball a lot. We need to have a sure person. We need to have a sure person back
Stevenson done,
there.
right? Didn't they send him down?
Yeah, he has to go. He's finito.
They sent him down.
I'm just saying, like, we need to have somebody back there. I need ball security, right? That's a prime point. And we talked about the punting situation earlier. Hopefully, we don't punt at all. I don't want us to punt, but in the case that we do, get it together wherever you're at when you're listening to this on the playback. With that being said, does anybody else have anything to say about the game?
Man, I'm just excited, bro. I'm just excited for this, bro. I'm just excited for this, man. This is, year 2. We got another home playoff game, bro. We got the Patriots, the former older brother. We gotta take over this division. This is the best way to do it, man. Beat these guys at home. Can't wait.
Question. We do have a question in the comments, and I'm gonna ask Matt, and I'm gonna go to Rad. Is there any phase of the game that the Patriots is better than the Buffalo Bills? Special teams, offense, defense. Do you believe that there's any phase of the game that they're better?
I don't. I don't think that they're better on any phase.
Rad.
No, I can't say that. I nothing that I feel like is definite. You know what I mean? No, I think we're a better team. Flat out.
I think coming in, people may say defense, but the Patriots defense is just not that good, right? I mean, it's been lacking.
We ended with the number 1 defense, and
it's not better at all.
I think we're better overall for sure. Yeah,
right. Like as far as offensively, Mac Jones is just not that good, and I mean they can run the ball decently, but it's not. I don't think it's to the point where we can't, overcome that. Special teams, Bill Belichick always has a good special team, so they say. But their special teams hasn't been great. And I'm going to say this, too. We talk about coaching.
Been pretty good the last few years, too.
But we talk about coaching. If you watch the team, if you look at the statistics, like, they've been getting a lot of penalties. They're very uncharacteristic Patriots team.
They're young.
Right?
Young team.
Mean, they're not. They're getting – I think last game against the Miami Dolphins, it was 4th and 2, and the one guy lined up over the center. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's something that you would never see from a Bill Belichick team. And some people have attributed to – a lot of his coaching tree going out and being a coach somewhere else, and they, left with the scrums. But
You about to get Flores back.
yeah, right. He's definitely about to get Flores back.
Crazy enough.
But Laurent, to Swanson, to answer your question, I think that we're gonna benefit from some penalties from the Patriots, right? I think we're gonna be at home. I think we're gonna get some roughing the passers. I think we're gonna get a out of bounds call, hitting. You know what I'm saying? I think we see that because they're not as well coached, or at least the players are not listening as they used to.
As well, discipline. I would say this. This is not a time where getting Jerry Hughes unnecessary roughness.
It's not.
Jerry Hughes, bro.
Even Ed Oliver's been on. He talk about we want to get some hits on the quarterback. There's definitely been some questionable joints.
I just want Jerry Hughes to come correct this week, bro. Come correct. Come with your captain C. He is captain, right? Come with your C on. Come correct. Come right, bro. We don't need no unnecessary. Let's get through this game. Let's win this game, Jerry. Let's go, Jerry.
Absolutely. Shout out to all y'all, man. Definitely listening. We definitely appreciate y'all. Matt, can you please let the people know who won our contest and let the people know about the special contest we got going on for the playoffs?
Yeah, so man, we wrapped up our regular season contest with the same thing. We had the Wing Kings gift card. Nobody again wants to win Mills' money. So we had somebody guessed pretty close to the total offensive yards. We had our guy John from Cigar Vets. He was our winner of the $30 gift card this week. So shout out to you. And then also we were giving away a T-shirt for the person closest to Devin Singletary's rushing yards. He ended with 88. Well, we had our guy Daryl Hahn guessed 87.
Shout out Daryl.
So shout out to you. We're gonna get you a T-shirt out this week. And for this playoff edition, we got we're going to do 2 contests again. Our same contest with the score prediction. It's going to be predict the score for this week's Bills versus Patriots game. And as a tiebreaker, you're going to guess the total offensive yardage. And then you're going to tag 2 people in the post that we put up tonight. You can enter on Facebook, Instagram. You can do 1 submission per person. And then you have till 8 p.m. on Saturday night to get in that. And also we have a special edition Overdue Bills hoodie. It's a half and half, 1 of 2. Because one of the people that supported us, they made their own 1 of 1 and then donated the other one. So you have a 1 of 2 hoodie. Only one other person will have this hoodie. We're gonna give that away this week. So it's gonna be the same. We're gonna use Dev again. We're gonna use the rushing yards for Devin Singletary. If you try to get the closest to that, and as a tiebreaker, you're going to guess his receiving yards, and then you're going to tag 1 person on the post. We're going to have both posts up at the end of the night, and we want you guys to get in those and try to get as many people in as possible.
Shout out to everybody that's entering to the contest. We definitely want to give these things out to you. Please enter. And let me say this, overduebillspod.com, overduebillspod.com. Please go to the website. Shout out to our editor-in-chief, Mike Daniels. He's in the comments right now. He's writing out amazing articles this entire season. Shout out to him. Shout out to the guys on the show. We definitely going to be here through the whole playoffs, but we thank everybody. And shout out to Mills. I know Mills, he's a little under the weather right now. You know how that Marion is going around, but he's going to be all right. He's taking a rest day. So, prayers out to Mills. Hopefully he come back, better than ever. Listen, it's an action-packed week of football, man. We definitely excited, for all the AFC games, all the NFC games, man. Definitely, everybody for the Bills, man. Watch out for these teams that that we're going to play moving forward. Give me some scouting stuff. You know what I'm saying? So next week when we talk about it, we got some scouting things to talk about. With that being said, does anybody have anything else left to say?
Man, just see you guys in LA.
Absolutely.
Overdue. We overdue, baby. We overdue. Go Bills, man.
Absolutely. Y'all know how we end every show with a little bit of hey, 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 hey.
Hey.